can you talk about Trevor for a minute? This is how he phrased the question. How would you describe Trevor to a person who was worried that he would be an axe murderer?
Don't give up that worry just yet.
Okay, I also had the is Trevor an axe murderer question. And I want to let you know that he is not.
100%, like, I'm not even, there's no doubt about that in my mind. I don't know if I'm gonna go home alive tomorrow.
I felt like I was taking a big chance coming up to Greensboro, Vermont, to work with someone I've never met, who is close to my age, but will be my teacher. And so I was hesitant, and I have been so immensely grateful for Trevor. I have learned so much from him in actor training, in wilderness training, and just in our social interactions. He's a really unique individual. He is uncompromising in his beliefs and is one of the few people I know that really follows through on his philosophy. And this place is his philosophy in action, and that is so beautiful to see. That also sounded really culty, and that is something I was very hesitant of, but this is not like that.
Trevor is a really kind and patient teacher. And something he stressed throughout this past week was his taking a step back and letting us do the work and letting us form the community. The only place where he really takes the rein, besides in the structure of the program, is when he's actively teaching us something. But then otherwise, he is more of a guide and less of a dictator. And that's something I've really grown to appreciate.
Trevor is an interesting guy, having known him for a year now. It'll start out with an interview, whether on the phone or on Skype, and he'll be holding his mug of tea, and he'll look super comfortable and a very nice person. And then you'll get to meet him, and he's a ball of mystery, but in a very exciting way. And he definitely is a very loving, very understanding human being who obviously will not force you to do anything that you're uncomfortable with, but will encourage you and be supportive on your journey to, trying out some things that, you might not be, the most like gung-ho about, per se. But he always says he wouldn't have you do anything that is impossible. And sometimes it'll feel like once you're done with some of the activities, some of the events that you're doing here on Barr Hill, you realize like, wow, I did what I thought was impossible. And I just made the impossible possible. So Trevor is that kind of guy who will get you through even when you think you're not going to be able to.
He is a very serious and dedicated and passionate artist who really likes to convey that and share that with the people that come here to Barr Hill Players, but he can also have a lot of fun when you pull it out of him, and that is a really rewarding experience throughout the week as well.
The only other spaces that I've had to like work on my craft and really get into it have been much more professional and much more like traditional spaces. And the opportunity to be out here and have everything around us and all the people around us and this kind of environment really inform the work that we do has totally changed the way that I think about theater and the way that I think about acting and just everything around that. And he was saying sort of at the beginning of the week that like this is not normal. It's a very unique way of approaching it. But I think there's just so much to be learned from this kind of experience. And I think there's also a lot from this that we can bring back to our more traditional, more formal spaces, which I'm really, really excited to do in the future. So, yeah, also just as a person, he's a wonderful person, and I feel very validated and supported by him throughout everything that we do. And he gives amazing feedback, very, very specific, very direct towards what we need. And I know for me, that's helped me grow so much.
He loves keeping secrets. He loves shrouding us in an air of mystery. But he is an immensely learned and grounded and compassionate teacher. I had a realization today that he almost never leads by example. He leads by simple instruction and kind of allows us to find our own way into the rhythm of things, which I think is really beautiful. He has a gravity and a weight and a wise beyond his years sort of thing, which I think just living out here in the nature tends to do that to a person. Just it grounds and roots you. He's firm. He's not a hard ass. He's encouraging, but he's not. He doesn't tell you just what you want to hear. And he pushes you to where he sees potential, but he never offers sort of his solutions as solutions, which I think is really beautiful. Teachers can sometimes have a tendency to prescribe what they think a student needs, and Trevor will always say, I don't know if this is gonna solve it for you, but I hope that it's helpful. So compassionate, firm, knowledgeable, rootsy. Yeah, wonderful. He's so kind, yeah.
He's been kind enough to share this place with us that does so much teaching.